We buy things and we dispose of garbage. We use things and throw them away over and again. And we never give a moment's thought to what happens on the other side of waste.
захоронення
97% of garbage goes to landfills and dumps, and we can't close them down. If we did so, then all the garbage would remain in the cities. So they keep functioning, even though 22% of them don't comply with environmental safety norms, 6% are overfilled, 40% have no registration certificates, and 10 to 15% need sanitation and reclamation. Communities are still insufficiently informed about environmental and economic consequences of irrational disposal of household waste. Community members should be taught from their young years to handle household waste conscientiously and rationally.
The topic of this lesson is Help Your Community. Walking on the street, you can see litter and garbage almost everywhere. There are empty glass and plastic bottles, paper and cigarette butts. People leave it all there without even thinking about terrible consequences. Write down the quantity of glass in kilos, paper in kilos, food waste in kilos, plastic in kilos. Fill in the other column after we complete this topic. We have reviewed all our tasks and waste handling methods. Now you can write down the sum total of glass, paper, plastic and food waste.
About 20% of garbage that gets into the trash bin is food waste, which can be used to make compost. Each of us produces almost 400 kilograms of garbage a year, which makes a total of 12 million tons of solid household waste in Ukraine. Collected garbage is buried in 4,500 landfills and waste dumps. So what do we dispose of? Paper and cardboard, 20 to 30%. Food waste, 28 to 45%. Wood, 1.5 to 4%. Glass, 3 to 8%. Plastic, 1.5 to 5%. Fabric, 4 to 7%. Leather, rubber and footwear, 1 to 4%. Considering the imminent environmental hazards posed by landfills in Ukraine, it is necessary to cut their number 7 times. Everybody must understand, if we don't sort out and minimize our own household waste, then the whole country will be cluttered up. And I don't want my children and grandchildren to live in a cluttered country.
So you know where, from the monument to the end of the green zone. And that's right in front of the windows of our school. Is it clear? You've got to make it very clean. It's the center of the village, right? Now let's put on our gloves and take the tools. We're going to have a contest for the best collector.
Центр села. Круто, правда? це мікросхема телевізора.
Seventy percent of solid household waste is recyclable and must be recycled because some components decompose for centuries. For example, plastic decomposes in 1,000 years, aluminum in 500 years, and glass in 100 years, so waste recycling is the safest for the environment. But first and foremost, recycling begins with collection of separated recyclables.
Кожний місяць ми моніторимо роздільне збирання вторинної сировини.
We monitor separate collection of recyclable waste on a monthly basis. At present, there are 600 containers for separated household waste in Kyiv Oblast. They're very expensive, 3 million hryvnias. Who can invest in such containers? Only those who care about their region. In terms of payback, it takes quite a while. One container recoups in 3 or 4 years. It's not a fast business. It's long-term, some 7 to 10 years.
Ще з самого дитинства нас привчають мами.
Our mothers and grandparents teach us from our young years. They tell us that the environment must be clean. When you go out hiking to a forest, you've got to leave a clean place so that afterwards you and other people feel good there.
Practically everywhere in Ukraine, people who live in private houses have nowhere to dispose of their garbage. There are no containers for it. That's why separate garbage collection is a good way to reduce pollution.
В селі сплачувати за відходи, за утилізацію відходів – це справа нова.
For villagers to pay for the disposal of waste is something new.
Були звичаї чи
Until recently, they have normally dumped their garbage in the ravine or the forest.
Нова на селі, і нам прийшлося багато в чому переконувати.
When we started it, we had to explain to them that they would have to pay for the waste disposal, just like they paid for electricity, water, or natural gas.
Використання газу. Рік чи два ми взагалі малий відсоток залучили.
In the first year or two, we collected very little money from households.
Але з часом ми бачимо,
But now we see growing awareness of this problem.
Свідомо до цієї проблеми ставиться.
More and more people pay for the disposal of waste.
Сплаті за утилізацію відходів.
In some communities, families who live in private houses dispose of their household waste without using garbage containers.
Раньше мусора было, конечно, очень много. Но однажды я пришла с работы и увидела в калитке.
There used to be a lot of garbage before. One day, as I was coming back home from work, I saw an empty plastic bag at my wicket. On a small leaflet, some company offered separate garbage collection. We tried to do it and we liked it. Now we've got much less waste. For food waste, we have a compost pit, and all the rest goes to plastic bags.
Вот у меня есть бутылки.
There are empty bottles and wraps from cookies that I buy for my kids.
Дети поели печенье, упаковка с-под печенья.
I put all my garbage in bags, and then a truck comes on certain days and collects it all.
Забирает это все.
Those who live in apartment blocks use different containers for their garbage: food waste, litter, glass, plastic, and paper.
Я вам дуже вдячна.
I thank you all very much for such a great job.
Думаю,
I don't think it was too difficult.
не
Now the
тяжко вам
village
було.
is cleaner thanks to
Село
you.
стало чистіше завдяки вам.
То будуть бачити інші класи. і
Other
можливо,
school
вони будуть
children
брати
will
за
see
них
this
і
too,
будуть
and
також
will
приєднувати
think about
не
it.
тільки інші класи.
Then they will join in. So will the rest of the village community, because they will understand that they need to make our village clean.
Добре.
Separated garbage turns into recyclable resources. It is no longer waste. Now it has a second life as environmentally clean heat insulation materials, sewer manhole lids, all kinds of plumbing items, and a lot of other things that can be made from recycled materials. Besides, recycling can add up to 4% of GDP to the country's economy. One of the responsibilities of local authorities is proper maintenance and improvement of their respective localities. Due to insufficient funding, housing and utility services remain far from satisfactory, while tariffs keep rising from year to year. Experience shows that by implementing the regional program of separate garbage collection, local self-governments can save substantial funds.
Якщо ми проаналізуємо останні 3 роки,
Since we launched this program 3 years ago, the amount of household waste that we transport to landfills has been decreasing each year, and so has spending from the town's
таким
budget.
чином зменшуються і видатки бюджету. Десь близько 40%.
We have achieved a 40% reduction in the amount of household waste removed from the town, which makes between 80,000 and 100,000 hryvnias a year.
80-100 тисяч гривень у рік ми економимо
We
на
save
тому,
this money
що
because we have to transport less garbage to landfills.
сміття на полігон. Ми вже не бачимо,
Now we
як
don't see litter
нами
under our
чином
feet.
привикаємо до
We are getting used to civilized European norms of living. The saved money goes to improve neighborhoods. So waste recycling makes the environment cleaner and safer, and everyone healthier.